There are a lot of Korean dramas about high school romance, but let's be honest, after watching a few of them, the stories can start to feel a little similar. The same classroom settings, the same love triangles, the same shy confessions. But some K-dramas decided to mix things up by adding something completely unexpected: fantasy. Suddenly, the school isn't just a school anymore. It could be a comic book world, a place where time travel happens, or even a school hidden in a mysterious forest. And that twist makes everything way more interesting. Today, I want to talk about 5 romantic school K-dramas that combine teenage love with unique fantasy concepts. What makes these shows fun isn't just the romance, but the imagination behind their stories. And while we talk about them, I want you to think about this too. If your school life had one fantasy element, what would you choose? Extraordinary You. Let's start with one of the most creative concepts ever used in a school K-drama. Extraordinary You tells the story of Undan Oh, a rich high school student who suddenly discovers something shocking. Her entire life is actually part of a comic book. Not only that, she realizes she's just a supporting character whose life is controlled by the writer of the comic. Every time the story moves forward, the characters are forced to follow the script, whether they want to or not. Imagine realizing that your emotions, your relationships, even your future, are already written by someone else. That idea alone already makes the drama fascinating. What makes the story even better is Dan Oh's determination to change her fate. She refuses to stay as a side character and starts trying to rewrite her own story. The romance in this drama also feels fresh because it challenges the typical main character love story trope. Personally, I think this concept is brilliant because it makes us question something deeper. Are we really in control of our lives, or are we just following a path that's already been set for us? I'm curious what you think about this. If you suddenly discovered that your life was part of a comic book story, would you try to change it, or would you just accept it? Sweet Revenge Note. Now let's talk about a drama with a concept that sounds simple but becomes surprisingly addictive. Sweet Revenge Note follows a shy high school girl named Ho-gu-hee who is constantly bullied and overlooked by others. One day, she receives a mysterious app on her phone that gives her a strange power. All she has to do is write someone's name in the revenge note, and that person will experience consequences for what they did wrong. At first, this sounds like a dream come true for anyone who has ever been treated unfairly. Imagine having a magical notebook that delivers justice instantly. But as the story continues, it raises an interesting question about revenge and responsibility. Is it really okay to punish someone just because we have the power to do it? The drama mixes cute romance with this slightly darker fantasy idea, especially through the relationship between Gu-hee and the people around her. What I like about this drama is how relatable the situation feels. Most people have experienced unfair moments during school years. But here's something I want to ask you. If you had a revenge note like this in real life, would you actually use it, or would you be too afraid of the consequences? Longing Heart takes a more emotional approach to fantasy by using time travel. The story follows a mathematics teacher who still regrets losing his first love during his high school years. He has spent years wondering what would have happened if he had made different choices back then. Then suddenly, something impossible happens. He travels back in time and meets his younger self when he was still a high school student. This gives him a rare chance to fix the mistakes of his past and maybe change the future. What makes this drama interesting is the emotional tension between the adult version of the character and his younger self. Watching someone literally face their past mistakes is something we don't usually see in romance dramas. It also makes you think about your own life. I think everyone has at least one moment they wish they could go back and change. Maybe a confession you never made, or a decision you regret. This drama explores that exact feeling. But here's the tricky part. If you change the past, you might also change the future in ways you can't predict. So let me ask you this. If you had the chance to travel back to your high school days for one day, what is the one thing you would change? Moram School. Moram School takes the idea of a school drama and turns it into something almost like a fantasy adventure. The story is set in a mysterious school hidden deep inside a forest. But this isn't a normal school where students just study math or literature. The students here have special abilities, and the school teaches lessons about strength, justice, and personal growth. The characters all come from very different backgrounds, and many of them carry emotional scars or difficult pasts. Instead of focusing only on romance, the drama also explores friendship, rivalry, and the journey of becoming stronger as a person. The fantasy setting allows the story to feel bigger and more dramatic than a typical school drama. Personally, I think this concept feels a bit like mixing a superhero story with a high school drama. And honestly, that combination is pretty fun. But it also makes me wonder something. If a secret school like Moram actually existed and only special people could enter, what kind of ability would you want to have? Hi, school. Love Finally, we have a drama that mixes school romance with something completely unexpected, angels. Hi. School Love On tells the story of Lee Selby, an angel who accidentally becomes human after saving a student's life. Suddenly, she has to live as a normal high school girl while trying to understand human emotions, friendships, and love. Through this experience, she becomes close to a cold but kind student named Shin Woo-hyun. What makes this drama unique is how it explores human life from the perspective of someone who isn't human at all. Simple things like friendship, kindness, and heartbreak become new experiences for her. It's a very sweet and emotional story that focuses on the meaning of compassion and connection. Watching an angel learn what it means to be human is surprisingly touching. And I think it also reminds us not to take ordinary moments for granted. But let me ask you something interesting. If an angel suddenly appeared and attended your school as a student, do you think people would notice something different about them? These 5 dramas prove that school romance stories don't have to be predictable. By adding fantasy elements like comic book worlds, magical revenge notes, time travel, secret schools, and even angels, these shows create stories that feel fresh and memorable. They remind us that high school dramas can still surprise us when writers dare to be creative. And honestly, that's what makes watching K-dramas so fun. There's always a chance you'll discover a story that feels completely different from anything you've seen before. Now I really want to hear from you. Out of these 5 dramas, which fantasy concept sounds the most interesting to you? And if you could live in one of these drama worlds, which one would you choose? Let's talk about it.